This is TechCrunch. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman recently said that the company is doing well more than $13 billion in annual revenue. And he sounded a little testy when pressed on how it will pay for its massive spending commitments. His comments came up during a joint interview on the BG2 podcast between Altman and Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella about the partnership between their two companies. Host Brad Gerstner, who's also founder and CEO of Altimeter Capital, brought up reports that the company is currently bringing in around $13 billion in revenue, a sizable amount, but one that's dwarfed by more than the $1 trillion in spending commitments for computing infrastructure that OpenAI has made for the next decade. Altman said, "First of all, we're doing well more revenue than that. Second of all, Brad, if you want to sell your shares, I'll find you a buyer. Enough. I think there are a lot of people who would love to buy OpenAI shares, including myself," Gertner interjected. Altman then added that there are critics who talk with a lot of breathless concern about our compute stuff or whatever that would be thrilled to buy our shares. In fact, he said that although there are not many times when he wants OpenAI to be a public company, one of the rare times it's appealing is when those people are writing these ridiculous "OpenAI is about to go out of business" posts. I would love to tell them they could just short the stock, and I would love to see them get burned on that. Altman acknowledged that there are ways the company might screw it up, for example, by failing to get access to enough computing resources, but he said that revenue is growing steeply. He added, "We are taking a forward bet that it will continue to grow, and that not only will ChatGPT keep growing, but we will be able to become one of the important AI clouds, that our consumer device business will be a significant and important thing, that AI can automate science, will create huge value." Nadella, who laughed through much of Altman's answer, also claimed that OpenAI has beaten every business plan that it's given Microsoft as an investor. Gertner returned to the subject of OpenAI's revenues and IPO plans later in the interview when he speculated about the company reaching $100 billion in revenue in, say, 2028 or 2029. "How about 27? Altman countered. At the same time, he denied reports that OpenAI plans to go public next year. No. We don't have anything that specific," Altman said. "I'm a realist. I assume it will happen someday, but I don't know why people write these reports. We don't have a date in mind. We don't have a board decision to do this or anything like that. I just assume it's where things will eventually go." On Friday, social network Bluesky announced a new milestone of 40 million users, and it will start testing dislikes as a way to improve personalization on its main Discover feed and others. The news was shared alongside a host of other conversation control updates and changes, which include smaller tweaks to replies, improved detection of toxic comments, and other ways to prioritize more relevant conversations to the individual user. With the dislikes beta rolling out soon, Bluesky will take into account the new signal to improve user personalization. As users dislike posts, the system will learn what sort of content they want to see less of. This will help to inform more than just how content is ranked in feeds, but also reply rankings. The company explained the changes are designed to make Bluesky a place for more fun, genuine, and respectful exchanges, an edict that follows a month of unrest on the platform as some users again criticized the platform over its moderation decisions. While Bluesky is designed as a decentralized network where users run their own moderation, some subset of Bluesky users want the platform itself to ban bad actors and controversial figures instead of leaving it up to the users to block them. Bluesky, however, wants to focus more on the tools it provides users to control their own experience. This includes things like moderation lists that let users quickly block a group of people they don't want to interact with, content filter controls, muted words, and the ability to subscribe to other moderation service providers. Bluesky also lets users detach quote posts to limit unwanted attention, which has long influenced the toxic culture of dunking on X. In addition to dislikes, the company says it's testing a mix of ranking updates, design changes, and other feedback tools to improve the conversations on its network. This includes a new system that will map out the social neighborhoods on Bluesky, meaning the connections between people who often interact and reply to one another. Bluesky says it's prioritizing replies from people closer to your neighborhood to make conversations you're shown in your feed more relevant and familiar. Bluesky says the new dislikes may have some influence here as well. This, in particular, is an area where competitor Threads from Meta has been challenged at times. As newsletter writer Max Reed noted last year, Threads tended to land its users in a confusing feed where conversations they weren't connected to would appear, sometimes in mid-story. Reed remarked that it's often impossible to figure out who is replying to whom and where and why you're seeing certain posts. They appear from nowhere and lead to nowhere. Bluesky's plan to map out social neighborhoods could address this issue as it scales. The company also said its latest model does a better job at detecting replies that are toxic, spammy, off-topic, or posted in bad faith, and downranks these in threads, search results, and notifications. Another change to the reply button will now take users to the full thread instead of straight into the compose screen, which may encourage users to read the thread before responding. This, says Bluesky, is a simple way to reduce content collapse and redundant replies, another criticism that tends to be levied at X. Plus, the company is tweaking the reply settings feature to make it more visible to users that they can control who is allowed to respond to their posts. That's it from TechCrunch. For more stories like these, check out TechCrunch.com.